Yo, people. So, I got another one. I've known about this one for a while. Sort of just put it on the back burner for whatever reasons. I've got a lot of these that I've sort of got hovering around, just waiting to pick up evidence. But I just remembered this one and I thought, yeah, I'll do this one next. So, yeah, I believe, and I'm confident about this one. I think it's pretty obvious once you look. Pete Doherty and Carl Barat from the band The Libertines are Prince Peter and Prince Philip of the Serbian royal family. And there they are. So Prince Peter being the one on the right, Prince Philip being on the left, Prince Peter playing Pete Doherty, and Prince Philip playing Carl Barat. So there's the website that I got the photos from. There's more to look at on there. That's Prince Philip there, obviously Serbia, Yugoslavia. Prince Peter there, and there's the Libertines. Now, the main thing to note when looking at this is Prince Peter, Pete Doherty, is the taller of the two of him and Carl Barat. So there they are. Prince Peter on the right, who is playing Pete Doherty. And you can see that Pete Doherty is just a bit taller than Carl Barat, which matches up nicely. So, yeah, the name, the libertine, a person, especially a man, who freely indulges in sensual pleasures without regard to moral principles. So, obviously, all of what they do and all of this control is about influencing and steering and controlling the minds of humanity. So, all of this debauchery and sex, drugs, rock and roll and whatever else is all about controlling the people's minds. Now, I personally couldn't stand Pete Doherty back in the day, and now it all makes sense. I had big issues with him promoting the heroin thing. I literally wrote lyrics about it in a song called Brown Town, about the heroin problem and about people promoting heroin. And now it makes sense because these are actors, but they're pushing drugs to create problems within society and make people follow them as rock stars, like they did with Kurt Cobain, like they did with Pete Doherty. And I literally knew people that followed these people into drugs. Now, don't get me wrong, I've done my fair amount of drugs in my time. Although I was never a hardcore drugs taker, I was always pretty sensible. But I've done all of the regular drugs, but I didn't touch heroin and I didn't touch crack because I saw people go into them worlds and destroy their lives, and some come out and some not come out. So, you know, I had a personal issue with this, and when Pete Doherty was promoting it, I just had a massive problem with it because I just saw how it was affecting society. So, you know, you see why they create these bands and promote these bands for this reason. So they famously wore the Queen's Coldstream Guards jackets. And here they are here. And here's the Queen wearing it back in the day. So a blatant royal connection there. So here's a picture of Pete Doherty with his mum, Jackie. And here's a picture of Prince Peter and Philip with their mum, looking exactly like the same person. And there's a picture of Pete Doherty with his mum when he was a kid. And this is a picture of her here. Notice her height. That's with Prince Alexander on the right, which is one of their other brothers. I did question whether he's in the band as the bass player, but I don't think he is. Possible, but I don't think he is, so I didn't go any further with looking into that. But if you notice the height here with Pete, she's a small lady, and she's a small lady in that photo. So yeah, good strong connections on this one, confident with this one. Like I said, I've known about this one for a while, so I'm not so much excited doing this video with it. But also because I always thought Pete Doherty was a wanker, and now I know why he's a wanker, because he was meant to be a wanker. So yeah, like, but the fact that I literally knew people that had followed sort of Pete Doherty into the world of drugs and heroin, just like sums up why they do this, you know, to create these role models for people that are lacking something in their life to follow. But you know, in one sense, we've all followed these role models to a sense, to a point. But ultimately, those that listen to their inner voice will be okay, and those that don't listen to their inner voice will follow these idiots into self-destruction. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Peace!